Good evening from Namoli Family Athletic and Intramural Complex on the grounds of the University of Tampa. Joined by Ian Gamiri, I am Connor Moore. Pleasure to have you with us for a game which will be decided between two top 10 teams. Ian, you have the number 3 Florida Southern Moccasins migrating over from Lakeland, Florida, just down the road, and the number 10 Tampa Spartans here at home. And Ian, this is one of the best matchups in the conference, regardless of the sport. We covered some soccer games, basketball, of course, fierce rivalry, and now you come to lacrosse. What do you expect to see? Let's start with the Spartans first. Who are the key goal scorers we have to look out for today?
Well, the key goal scorers for the Spartans here are Carly Vacoro. She's got 27, and and following in second, we have two people, Forster and Staley. They both have got 20 goals for the Spartans this season here in lacrosse. And in number 4, Claire Swanson, 19 goals. Kristen Staley, 16 goals, and Lizzie Pierpont, 10 goals. So those people are going to be very key for the Spartans today.
Spartans are coached by Kelly Gallagher, assisted by Kaylee Gouldet and Dina Cifelli, and for the Moccasins, Kara Reber leads the way, assisted by Shannon McHale, Marissa Higgins, Morgan Basler, and Emily Santoli. Just about ready for starting lineups and the anthem. Reminder that the men are playing over at Pepin Stadium right now against Florida Tech. We will keep you updated as the game continues. Going back on, Carly Vaccaro with 27 goals in only 8 games. How incredible is that when you look at the number line?
Well, that is quite impressive. That's scoring 27 goals in 8 games. It's no joke.
Well over 3 a game on average.
Yeah,
yes.
That's very impressive. Like, she's definitely going to be the key here for the Spartans today if they're going to get anything out of this game. Wonder how many she'll bag in tonight. Are we going to see her hit the 30 goal mark? She's only 3 away from it.
Very possible. Florida Southern defeated Florida Tech in the lone conference game thus far. We're getting into the heat of conference play. Should be exciting. Taking a look in net on Bridget Sutter. She's been spectacular all year long for Tampa. And Patricia Worker on the other side of things for the Moccasins.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be key. There's a goals against average of 6.61, which shows that they have a pretty good defense on show here. So for the Spartans to break this down, it's going to be very difficult. And it's going to tie a lot down on Carly Vaccaro here. So let's see if she can get one past this goalkeeper.
Just moments away from our first face-off.
Pets and support animals are permitted with the exception of service animals. Thank you for your cooperation.
And for Tampa, Claire Swanson has 62 draw controls on the year. As for Florida Southern, Danny Bersinger with 68. So those are the two you have to look to start things off.
Yeah, absolutely. The counterattack is very key here in lacrosse because it's very end-to-end.
It's a gorgeous night here in downtown Tampa. Perfect conditions for lacrosse. Ian, talk to us more about this rivalry between Florida Southern and Tampa. Two of the best programs, pretty much every sport game when they play each other. How does that come into play when they go and face off?
Well, they're both located in Florida, Sunshine State Conference. They're not far from each other, so they're always like looking to get over each other. They're always going to go toe-to-toe with each other, no matter what their rankings are. Even if it's a ranking difference of 7 here, we're still going to see both teams go all out, like an intense rivalry. And you see that in all sports, not just lacrosse. These two, they go head-to-head in both, in soccer, basketball, baseball, softball, everything.
Yeah, and one thing to mention, we've covered men and women's lacrosse. The men, they play 15-minute quarters. As for the women, they play 2 30-minute halves. Ian, you're a soccer guy. What do you think about the half compared to the quarter. Do you think that there's an advantage, so to speak, for a team in terms of depth, getting that added intermission?
Well, it depends on, you can look at it from two ways. Like if you're the team that's playing really, really well, having the half of 30 minutes, it gives you that momentum to keep on attacking in a half, whereas in a quarter, like it just shuts in 15 minutes. So if you have all that good momentum, you'll just have 15 minutes of it. But if you're on a team that's always being attacked on, then it's a big advantage having the 15 minutes, because then it gives you some time each quarter to go rethink tactics, come out with a new game plan, go out strong in another quarter. So it's going to be very interesting to see here.
And Ian, we've played 8 games, 136 goals for Tampa. They've assisted on 57. They're averaging 17 goals a game. What an exciting atmosphere it is for this team that can light it up offensively.
Well, that's going to be, offense is always a great game, and a lot of offense is always good in lacrosse, because all the fans want to see a lot of goals, because, goals are what excites the crowd. And that's what's going to take to get the Spartans on their feet, this home crowd on their feet. So hopefully we see another goal fest from the Spartans here tonight.
Today's game is officiated by Christopher Nablock, Rita Georges, and Leanne Frankowick. And the Spartans are 3-0 at home this year. As for Florida Southern, they enter 8-1. So even though the Spartans have the home field advantage, Florida Southern right now, they're number 3 in the nation. How does it feel when you're atop the nationwide board?
Well, being the top in the nationwide board, you're always going to go into a game full of confidence. You're always going to be looking to make your mark. You're always looking to set that first attack. You're always looking to make the other team nervous. So that's what they're going to try and do, I feel like, against the Spartans here. But the Spartans at home, they've shown this to be a fortress. Undefeated here, of course. So it's going to be real interesting to see how the Spartans play out here.
So let's meet the starting lineups for Tampa. Caroline Forrester, Bridget Sutter, we mentioned her, she's in net. Carly Vaccaro, Claire Swanson, Rachel Crawford, Rachel Cacagna, Lexi Scudillo. What do those players bring to you, Ian, in terms of offensive prowess and power?
Well, you've got literally a mix of everything here. Speed, aggression, all the things that you need in a lacrosse offense. They're going to bag you lots of goals. As I said before, they have, I think, a goal ratio of 17 per game, the Spartans, and Carly Vaccaro's got 3 per game. So that's going to be very key here for the Spartans. And I mentioned this time and time again, but let's see how it pans out against the top side, because we've seen her do it against these lower oppositions, but can she do it against a ranked opposition, a top 3 opposition? Can she really make her mark here?
Yeah, we'll see. And the remainder of the Spartan lineup consists of Kristen Staley, Maggie Gladden, Alexa Scudillo, JC Sterrett, and Danielle Waters.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are your starting lineups, brought to you by Krispy Kreme. First, for the Mocs of Florida Southern, an attacker.
For the Moccasins, Sarah Grady.
An attacker, number 8, Ariana Benedetto. Alia Benedetto.
El Freshman wanted me to play before the game.
An attacker, number 12, Julia Couch.
Just,
How long is it playing?
a minute, 23 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll stick with certain lines.
Defender, number 22, Abby Hammond. Defender, number 23, Sam Keesey. Attacker, number 24, Riley Valentine. Defender, number 27, Sarah Tomasello.
Outside, outside, looking at the stars. We can take this outside. Just not on my level,
Welcome back to Namoli Family Athletic and Intramural Complex on the grounds of the University of Tampa. I am joined by Ian Gamiri, Connor Moore. Glad to have you with us. The number 3 ranked Florida Southern Moccasins travel here, Ian, to face the number 10 ranked Tampa Spartans. What a clash it will be. We are seconds away from the face-off. Ian, what do you expect here for the Spartans right out of the gate?
Well, I expect both teams to go right attacking from the word get-go. Like, they probably won't be afraid of each other. Expecting a lot from Carly Vaccaro here, 27 goals, as I mentioned. And we're ready for the face-off. First one.
Spartans run a continuity offense. You mentioned Vaccaro. She's the main catalyst. 27 finishers on the year. We'll look to maybe get to 30. You mentioned she averages over 3 goals a game. So we are underway. And the Moccasins come away with the ball to start. On the attack, Danny Bursinger. Possessing it now is Sarah Grady. Grady, 16 goals on the year for Florida Southern. The tango here. Spartans' defense has been sharp. Side help. And now penetrating the middle and losing control of it is Raleigh Bannatyne. Bannatyne, she's tied with the team lead, 16 goals. Her, Benedetto, and Glenecki all have 16. Here come the Spartans with it. Alexa Scadillo.
Here we see an intense press here from Florida Southern.
JC Sterrett moving it on over. Allie Poplar with it. On the attack, here come the Spartans. Spartans have numbers if they choose to move into the interior. Working the X with it, Vaccaro. Now Claire Swanson. Spartans using a lot of clock here, down to 35 on the shot clock. Swanson on over to Gladden. Maggie Gladden defers to Vaccaro. Vaccaro going middle and loses it. Terrific defense there by Florida Southern to get the turnover.
Yeah, we know they do have one of the best defensive records here. So we're going, and we saw that on display just moments ago.
Two of the premier teams here in the Sunshine State Conference. Now 2 minutes in, both teams have had a possession. Florida Southern operating in Tampa territory. Malia Benedetto on over. Aaron shot there. Ian, what has the pace of the game looked to you? Does it favor one team?
Like at the moment, we see Florida Southern. They're the more attacking team, but at the moment, we're only 3 or 2 minutes in.
Well, here we go. It will be a good look for Aubriana Benedetto with the ball, looking to attack. Benedetto, the shot. And how about that save by Bridget Sutter, Ian?
Yeah, what a save.
It was a one-on-one battle. Tampa comes away with the ball.
Your Spartans looking to counterattack here.
It's Claire Swanson with it.
I think they've noticed that since Florida Southern, they're going to be the more attacking team, so the Spartans might try to hit back.
Well, I'm sure Coach Kelly Gallagher knows how important of a game it is, and the key to it is get off to a good start. You're at home, set the pace. Let's see what they can do now. Deep into Moccasin territory. Giving a look, it's Maggie Gladden. Benedetto with the defense, and that will be a turnover coming away with it. Loose ball, Benedetto coughed it up.
The Spartans have it back.
It's those 50-50 balls right now with it is Caroline Forrester. Four and a half minutes in. Here come the Spartans. Gladden penetrating the middle. Takes it back out, deferring on to Swanson. Only 18 on the shot clock. Swanson's got to go. Here she goes in a double team. And you can tell right there, Ian, the defense by the Moccasins was on display. The double team collapsed nicely, and at that point, Claire Swanson, she was in trouble because she had two defenders on top of her.
Yeah, the Moccasins, they definitely know how to defend. They've shown that in their previous games.
And now a breakaway. That was a great look. How about that, Ian? Claudia Liner had a shot straight away, and I think we're going to have a whistle. Liner is going to get a look at it right now.
Well, the Moccasins, they've definitely been the team in control of this game so far. And definitely putting Spartans on the back foot. So we're going to see how. And I think the first goal here is going to be very key.
Well, here we go.
Whichever team gets it.
Can Sutter make another save for the Spartans? The shot on a hop by Brenna Smith ricochets off the post, still on the ground, and the Spartans eventually come up with the ball. How about that defense there, Ian, by Delaney McKelvey?
Yeah, that was very impressive. She came in handy when her team needed her the most, and not to mention what a save there by Bridget Sutter.
Oh, what a move by Claire Swanson going between defenders, and that's going to lead to a whistle. How about that? She went right through the heart of Florida Southern's defense there.
Well, yeah, that was a great play there by Claire Swanson. She obviously has the highest number of draw controls here, so this is going to be very key.
What?
So here we go. With the ball, Swanson looking to attack. She scores with the left. How about that, Ian?
Well, what a start from the Spartans here. The Moccasins, they've been in control of this whole game, but the Spartans, they just stole the goal.
And that electrifies the Spartan bench. Claire Swanson starts with the right, the crossover to the left, and the one-on-one battle against the keeper worker advantage Claire Swanson. That's your first goal of the game at the 25-14 mark. We're going to get a quick word from one of our official sponsors. We'll be right back after this.
Yeah, first of all, very flattered that everybody would come. Thank you very much. Does anybody have any questions before we move on?
Do you remember the girl wearing the Go Phil shirt following you around?
Yeah.
It's me.
I
It's
do.
been me on several occasions.
I started papering my cubicle with pictures of you.
Do you have a picture of the shrine? I mean, I'd love to see it.
I've got a mental picture of it, and it's
I do too.
pretty weird.
Yeah, a little bit.
I believe that I have a happy marriage because of you, because sometimes I do a little substitution, just mentally.
Whoa.
But
Anyway, Mike, let's...
So the first goal came 4 minutes and 44 seconds into the opening half, as the ensuing face-off is won by Riley Bannatyne. Moccasins will look to answer the Spartans' Claire Swanson goal. And what a look, but what a save by Bridget Sutter. And that was a shot from about 2 feet away by Julia Couch, the junior from Roswell, Georgia. But Bridget Sutter has been on display in the opening half. She has 3 saves now.
Yeah, 3 saves already, and the Moccasins must really... Oh, and we have another goal. We have a goal here for the Moccasins.
And just like that, it can happen, Ian, because
8 unassisted.
it was an unassisted goal by Aubriana Benedetto. She's tough. She leaded the team with assists, 12 coming in and 23 points. That was a heck of a goal there to equalize this game.
A moment of brilliance. We hear that in every sport, Connor, and lacrosse is no different.
And the goal comes at the 24:48 mark.
Derek just said it was a Spartan goal. I was like, that's what you said, wasn't it? Did you announce the wrong person?
That's the same thing. It's just
So here comes the face-off now on. Taking it for the Spartans, Allie Poplar. She's going up against Bannatyne.
Here we have another Moccasins attack.
As we sit at a 1-1 score.
It's going to go there.
It's going to go there, and it won't be out of resolution or anything? Okay, cool.
As long as I'm pretty sure it's the same.
That's what that
It is, yeah.
is. I know what it is.
Mitch and I got like
With the ball, here come the Moccasins. Malia Benedetto. Aubriana and Malia, both from Rochester, New York, and what a combo that is on for the Moccasins. They're two of the better players in this conference.
Yeah, absolutely key.
With the ball, Danny Bursinger. Going at Caroline Forrester.
Great interception there.
Yeah, that was terrific defense that time. Allie Poplar creating the turnover. And it's been a physical game, Ian, has it not? So far, both teams coming with full intensity.
Yeah, absolutely. Both teams coming with full intensity. Spartans just hitting a dagger blow right at the start by scoring the first goal, even though the Moccasins have dominated most of this game from what we can see. But always that first goal was key, and he got the Moccasins up and running, and they eventually equalized.
Now 6.5 minutes into the first half, 1-1, Florida Southern and Tampa. Two top 10 teams going head-to-head, and this one has not disappointed at all. Both teams making noise here as the Spartans, it's their turn. Oh, what a move. Razzle-dazzle that time by the Spartans. It was a great look by Scadillo.
Way to dribble past an entire team. That was pretty impressive. But here come the Spartans again.
Yeah, Kristen Staley deferring Caroline Forrester. Series of moves. Shake and bake. Gives it over to Carly Vaccaro. She's been quiet so far, but Vaccaro, of course, can get it on in a hurry. She has the speed. Forrester now. Spin move lands up for grabs still. Wow, 50-50 balls have been the name of the game, but finally coming up with it for Tampa is Claire Swanson. That is an incredible shot. Wow, that was a scoop shot that time.
Yeah, I don't know if they have the term in lacrosse, but that in soccer is what we would call a golazo.
Well, Rachel Crawford, the senior right there, bringing out her inner magician. That was an incredible shot line. Comes around from the X position, completely unguarded, and then we see the scoop shot right there. That was almost like a hockey slap shot. How about that?
Yeah, absolutely impressive. Caught everyone by surprise, including me, including the whole crowd, including the goalkeeper for the Moccasins as well. And the Spartans regain advantage.
A work of art right there by Rachel Crawford, and for her, she has been amazing. 26 points coming into this game, and 2-1 at the 22:33 mark here in the first half. Here comes the face-off. Lizzie Pierpont, the freshman, loses the battle to Bannatyne, and Florida Southern with the ball. Working the X position. Benedetto. Side-to-side movement, but the Spartans harassing everyone there. a collision, and the Spartans come away with the ball. How about that defense, Ian, on display by Alexa Scadillo?
Yeah, impressive. Defense is very key in lacrosse as well as offense. That's just every sport as well.
So the Spartans now in moccasin territory. Full head of steam coming down with it is Abby Kakagna. Passes on over. Maggie Gladden. Carly Vaccaro swings it to Forrester. Pierpont now. The Spartans share the ball well and moving the ball side to side. So crucial going up against elite defenses.
Yeah, their movement in this game has been very key, and their dribbling.
Kayla Kasubinski now in the game with the drive. Regains. Spartans have a deep team. Their bench, when they make substitutions, they do not lose a whole lot out there in terms of talent.
Absolutely. Depth is key in this sport, because in lacrosse you got to start running. Like, everyone's running every time.
Pierpont with the crossover. Lauren McNeil with the tango. Vaccaro.
Yeah, but
Rachel
11 seconds
Crawford.
left.
Rachel Crawford. Yeah, the defense now with 5 seconds to go, and there'll be a turnover. That was a outstanding sequence on the defensive side for the Moccasins.
And they look to counter here.
The defense there by Kristen Staley. Wow, what a play. That is a lead. Aubriana Benedetto. Unassisted, Aubriana Benedetto, the senior from Rochester. We had mentioned her, a Lenore Ryan transfer, Ian. And with that goal, we are tied up 2-2.
Yeah, what an impressive dribble. Like, that was insane. Like, she just, from her own half to the Spartans goal.
Yeah. And that is what we call putting the team on your back right there. There was no one around her. She went around in between 3 defenders and then gets the shot past Bridget Sutter. And 4 goals, 2 by each team, Ian, and we are only not even 10 minutes into the ball game.
Yeah, absolutely. Already very interesting game, both on offense and on defense here. Both keepers have been fairly busy.
As we take a look, the Spartans have 4 shots, 2 on goal. They've scored both of those. The Moccasins have 7 shots, 5 on goal. Have counted in on 2. Moccasins have won 4 draw controls. Spartans still looking for their first. Both teams with 3 turnovers, 2 of which have been forced. Here we go. 20 minutes left in the first half of play. Spartans with the fresh shot clock. Vaccaro giving over to the ex-Forrester. Crawford with it. Spartans using some clock. Lauren McNeil.
They have 66 seconds left to make a shot.
Passive defense by the Moccasins, letting the Spartans work at perimeter. And the Spartans do this. Coach Gallagher usually works it around a fair amount and then has a series of cutters come for a quick hitter. With the ball, Kasubinski. Kasubinski works middle. And the shot sails, but we have a call. Looks to have been on the follow-through of the shot. So now Kayla Kasubinski will have an opportunity to give the Spartans the lead. And here comes Kayla. The shot misses right. Right there, though, Crawford. Spartans keep it. Maggie Gladden. Crawford goes up top. Back to Gladden. And Kasubinski. 20 on the shot clock for Tampa. McNeil trying to make something happen. Nothing doing, and the Moccasins come away with the loose ball. Crossing midfield, Florida Southern.
Well, what a tackle there.
Yeah, the defense, the will that time, terrific play. Kristen Staley, sophomore from Middletown, Maryland, crossing midfield. Both teams have made life difficult in terms of creating turnovers.
Yeah, absolutely. Both teams are out there. Still early stages of a game. We have 18 minutes left in the first half. Both teams still trying to get a feel of each other. They've canceled each other out fairly well, I'd say.
Yeah, and it's been a tight whistle. The officials are not allowing either team to get any free shots out there. They're calling everything very closely.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, with the Moccasins looking to make something happen. 2-2. 17:30 left here on the Sunshine State Digital Network. And here we go with the ball. Catherine DeCourt. DeCourt moving north to south, and he shoots it wide left. But we have yet another whistle on. This time it is going against Florida Southern.
So the Spartans have the ball here with Bridget Sutter.
Spartans advancing the ball. Scadillo coming across.
And here come the Spartans here. She's got a clear run on goal.
And they score! What a play there for the Tampa Spartans. Beautifully done. I believe that was Caroline Forrester with the goal. It was indeed Caroline Forrester. And how about that outlet pass on? We saw the ball just seconds before that goal was deep into Tampa territory, but the home run ball across midfield, the Hail Mary, lands in the stick of Caroline Forrester, and from there it was a one-on-one battle between her and the goalkeeper worker, and Caroline Forrester wins, and Tampa has a 3-2 lead.
Caroline Forrester, if she's one-on-one, usually she'll bury it.
And they play Neil Diamond, Sweet Caroline, with Caroline Forrester giving the Spartans the lead at the 17:04 mark in period number 1. We have a penalty. Sam Kesey commits the penalty for Florida Southern. It will be a 2-minute penalty. On penalties, any sport, how crucial are they and how costly can they be, giving an advantage to the other team?
Well, in soccer, it's probably the most costliest. You have a one-on-one shot with the keeper. In other sports, it's usually defined where one player leaves the pitch for a certain amount of time.
Well, the Spartans now not wasting any time, looking to attack with that advantage. Oh, what a cut. Oh, what a goal. That was a thing of beauty. Claire Swanson, the cut there, the backdoor cut, Ian, catches Florida Southern's defense sound asleep.
Well, as we mentioned, what a penalty can do. It's a huge advantage. One man down, one woman down here. And the Spartans, they were always going to take advantage of that. And what a goal there by Claire Swanson.
And the pass from Kristen Staley to see Claire Swanson. And Tampa, 2 quick goals. And let's take a look at the penalty clock. There was not much time that evaporated there, so the Spartans can keep their foot on the gas pedal right now.
Yeah, I think the Spartans are smelling blood here, and they should use this penalty. If they can use this penalty to their advantage to the maximum level, then it might be well and truly over. But in lacrosse, we can see anything happen. 4-2 the score, with 16 minutes and 47 seconds left to play.
Especially when you have 2 top 10 teams. This is like back and forth almost, if you will. Who's going to score next? And for Tampa, Claire Swanson, 2 shots, 2 goals. She's joined by Caroline Forrester and Rachel Crawford. The 2 goals have been scored by Aubriana Benedetto, though, for Florida Southern. Ian, what has she done? She's taken 4 shots and scored on 2 of them.
Well, that's key. She's literally been carrying this team so far, we could say that. It's been her moments of brilliance that have gotten the 2 goals for the for Florida Southern. We see both of them with individual play. I don't think either of them was assisted, which shows that she's been on top of her game today. So she's the one that the Spartans really need to keep shut.
And unsung hero thus far for Tampa has to be Alexis Cadillo. She has not scored. We see her again with the on-ball defense. She's just everywhere right now, and she is completely taking Riley Bannatyne, the leading goal scorer for Florida Southern, out of this game offensively. She is not getting in her groove. So even though it's not going to come up on the stat sheet, the presence and the team devotion right now by Alexis Cadillo helping Tampa gain possessions and set up their attackers to score. Yet another turnover for Florida Southern. Tampa coming away with the ball.
Well, she's been marshaling the defense really well. She's not allowed the main player of the other team to get a feel into this game. So they've been really shutting down the players here.
Spartans move it across midfield. Series of moves. Abby Kikongna shaking baking on defenders. And what amazes me about lacrosse, the speed of the game is vital. You need to have a quick first step to explode past defenders. And we've seen that by Tampa. Just when the Florida Southern defense gets comfortable and think they're getting hesitant on offense, the Spartans make an immediate cut and make them pay.
Yeah, speed is key in almost every sport, Connor. Not just lacrosse, soccer, basketball, hockey. It's one of, I'd say, probably the most important skill or ability that you need in your team. And we see a great display again.
Without a doubt. And who other than Swanson with it? Claire Swanson right now using the right and the left. She's getting her move. She starts right, gets defenders off balance, makes the quick crossover, and at that point she's in the middle of the field, gets the trajectory and the angle, and it's so difficult to stop her because she is so talented with both hands. She can score right-handed and left-handed. 2 goals today left-handed by Claire Swanson. How about that?
Claire Swanson, she's made her presence felt in this game. Like she wants the whole world to know that she's here to make a statement, and I think she's done it very well.
And that's another aspect of any game. You talk about soccer, being able to shoot with either foot, basketball, finishing at the rim with either hand. Comes down in lacrosse a fair amount, able to be versatile and nifty in there in the lane and make shots in traffic.
Yeah, shooting with both hands. It's a skill that you need. It puts defenders off. Which one are you going to shoot with? Having a good arm. Which left, right. It's going to cause them a bit of confusion.
Well, it's an amazing crowd here at the stadium. I'm Gamiri Connor Moore. Glad to have you with us on the Sunshine State Digital Network. Spartans get their first draw call, and they make it pay. The Spartans score. How about that? 6 goals now for Tampa.
33 from 12.
Claire Swanson with the assists, and Maggie Gladden, the junior from Berwyn, Pennsylvania, with the exclamation points.
What a play by the Spartans. They're really taking advantage of this penalty, and I think the penalty has really absolutely demoralized Florida Southern, because let's remember, at one stage this game was 2-2. It was very tightly contested, but after the penalty, it's been one-way traffic. I don't remember Florida Southern really coming down to the Spartans side that much.
Talk about the unselfishness of Claire Swanson. All the eyes were on her. She had just scored. She was double-teamed. Maggie Gladden was open. She had the awareness and the presence of mind to find her wide open, and she delivered against Worker. How does that speak about the Spartans sharing the ball?
Well, that's teamwork and also taking one for the team. She was easily on her way to a hat trick. I don't know if it might be a thing in lacrosse, but and giving it to a teammate, well, that shows great sacrifice. And here come the Spartans again here.
Now, Ian, if you're a Florida Southern fan, what do they need to do is they come away with the ball to change the pace right now, because all the momentum is favoring Tampa.
Well, definitely the first thing would be definitely to get a goal somehow. No matter how you get it, like, I think they'd be looking for a goal, and this could be the chance. But the Spartans defense coming away with it yet again.
And who other than Alexa Scadillo going in there, causing the ground ball, and then she gets some help from her teammates, and the Spartans come away with the 50-50 balls. And those are so important because those extra possessions come down to matter. As we see an errant pass now by the Spartans, they cough it right back up, and Florida Southern can maximize this opportunity.
Yeah, Scadillo, she's been on fire this game, marshaling the defense really well, barely letting the attackers of Florida Southern to get a shot on in this game.
So here we go, Florida Southern with the ball. And how about this? We do have a goal change for Florida Southern. Alana Zambetti, the junior from Gulf Breeze, Florida, coming in relief of Worker. As Bridget Sutter on the other end makes a terrific save. What do you think about the decision if you're Coach Kara Reber? It was maybe apparent that it just was not Patricia Worker's day in net.
Well, I don't really blame her because the defense really seems to be having an off night, and I think the loss of one player has obviously played big hands into that, and it's another one for the Spartans.
Yeah, it's Carly Vaccaro getting in on the action. She had been quiet before, but she makes a terrific cut down the middle. And how about the pass that time by Gladden?
Well, what a pass, and Carly Vaccaro, one-on-one, there's only going to be one answer, and that's a goal. And we see that yet again. She's on 28 for the season.
Rachel Crawford gets the official assist, but Gladden with the hockey assist. The Spartans just moving it left and right. It's a joy to watch right now. Lacrosse at its finest. And even though Florida Southern's having trouble defensively, it's more so the offensive power of Tampa just going right down the middle, making cuts, keeping the defense off balance. This is going to be a lot to deal with right now because it's not just one player going for Tampa, it's the whole team.
Yeah, absolutely. And once the Spartans get going, they rarely seem to stop. I think they're really putting it into Florida Southern here. They want to kill this game off in the first half, seems like.
Now, if you're Florida Southern, offensively, you've gotten the looks you want. You've been in the interior of the Spartan defense, just unable to finish when you're swarmed by Spartan defenders crashing in. Let's see what they can do here. Moving downfield, Danny Bursinger with the ball as the Moccasins trail 7-2. We'll look to counter. 12:20 left in the first half of play. With it now, Katie Yeagle. Yeagle to Malia Benedetto. And Brenna Smith with the ball. Here comes Brenna Smith, full head of steam. And we got a call.
And if you're a Florida Southern fan, you're really hoping for a goal here because 7-2 down, you need something to stop the momentum of the Spartans here.
Yeah, so let's take a look right now with it. Looks to be Malia Benedetto with the ball. And an opportunity now for Florida Southern. Bridget Sutter will look to make a key stop. They go past, and it's a skip shot that sails left. Ground ball coming away with it. Nice defense that time. Aaron Sistak. And the Spartans have been rotating their players. Have seen numerous different changes in lineups for Tampa offensively and defensively.
Well, yeah, they're just showing their strength and depth because, as you know, a good team always needs depth.
Sistak, a freshman from Whitehall, Maryland. And now Scadillo with the ball.
What great pace shown there by Alexis Scadillo.
Yeah, Alexa with the wheels that time, passing on over Gladden.
Here come the Spartans again. Are they going to score another one?
Pierpont to Crawford, now Vaccaro.
Trying to make it 8-2 here.
And let's see what the Spartans can do. Behind the net, Gladden working it.
Ooh, almost.
It was a good look. Just did not fall for Kosabinski. The pass from Staley.
The Spartans switching it out really nicely here.
Yeah, and it's a fresh shot clock now for Tampa, so they can work it side to side. 10:40 left in the first half. 7-2 Spartans. Kosubinski, Pierpont, and Kayla with the tango, looking middle, cutting to the ball. Crawford now, McNeil, and she goes down, and we do have a call. Lauren McNeil with the delayed whistle. So Lauren McNeil can add to the Spartan offensive explosion here in the first half.
Remember, this game was poised 2-2.
And here comes Lauren McNeil. It looks to be a straightaway. And McNeil scores. It's a goal for Lauren McNeil, the sophomore from Sayville, New York. And the Spartans jump to an 8-2 lead.
Well, 8-2. I think 10 minutes ago, this game was tied 2-2.
You're right, yeah, it was. But the Spartans' defense bounced back on because Aubriana Benedetto, she was getting in a groove offensively. We have not seen a whole lot of her since those 2 goals.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's also for the whole of the Florida Southern. Like, I don't think we've even mentioned a player from their team for something good. And I think we have a timeout here.
And we will go to our official sponsor. You're listening on the Sunshine State Digital Network. We'll be right back.
At Enterprise Rent-A-Car, we listen.
And we've been listening for more than 55 years.
To customers and employees.
In fact, there was an Enterprise employee who came up with the idea of picking you up when you need to rent a car.
It was a great idea.
At your house, at the repair shop, we'll pick you up.
Wherever you need us,
we'll be there. Listening. Let us show you what that means.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
I'm Robin.
And I'm Chris.
We're the brothers behind Firehouse Subs. The last thing anyone needed was another sub shop.
They needed a better one.
We built Firehouse Subs on quality and quantity.
And I'm the quality.
Why am I quantity?
Are you kidding?
Try our hook and ladder sub.
Smoked turkey breast, Virginia honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese.
Yeah, all served steaming hot on a toasted sub roll. Our way beats their way. If you don't agree,
it's free.
On him.
It's on him.
Firehouse Subs, founded by firemen.
Like your pizza loaded with cheese, then have we got a crust for you. Pizza Hut's Ultimate Cheesy Crust Pizza. 16 cheesy pockets overflowing with a 5-cheese blend of melted cheeses. Only from Pizza Hut and only for a limited time. No one out. Like your pizza loaded.
Welcome back to Namoli Family Athletic and Intramural Complex. The score stands 8-2 Tampa, 10:16 left in the first half of play. Ian, we're going to run through the statistics. Spartans, it's looking good offensively on the score sheet. You called the hat trick for Claire Swanson. She has 3 goals via 3 shots. But how about the contributions? Caroline Forrester, Carly Vaccaro, Rachel Crawford, and Maggie Gladden, all with 1 joining in on what has been a miraculous offensive display by Tampa in the first half.
Well, they just show that they have multiple goal scorers who can score anytime.
All right, here comes the draw control. Coming away with it is Florida Southern. It will be on the move, Malia Benedetto. But the turnover caused by who other than Alexa Scadillo. Her defense has been on point today.
Absolutely marshaling that defense, communicating. We've seen and we all know how key communication is.
Yeah, and that head-on-a-swivel defense, that presence of mind to be dialed in all game long.
Yeah, that's absolutely key. And the Spartans here looking to come away.
But you're seeing some life now from Florida Southern. They know they're trailing by quite a few points, and they need to amp the intensity on defense to get more possessions for their offense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that'll help. That's one of the few self-inflicted wounds by Tampa, throwing the ball out of play.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's remember not long ago, almost 11 minutes ago now, we were tied at 2-2. we are all anticipating a close game end to end, but after the 10-minute mark,
here comes Florida Southern.
But after the 10-minute mark, we really just saw the Spartans just go all out.
Wow, what a hit there. And that will lead to a whistle, yeah, no doubt about that. The whistle was on Malia Benedetto, and that was, I talk about that hit that she had right there on Sarah Bell.
Yeah, that was dirty play there, coming in out of nowhere, but I don't think she really meant to do that. Of course, we promote good sportsmanship.
It's been a tightly officiated game.
The Spartans again here with Lizzie Pierpont.
Yeah, she gives a look right there, and it was a good shot attempt, but just could not fall for Kristen Staley. But going back to that penalty, Leanne Frankowick was all over that call. 8 minutes left in the first half of play. It has been summarized by a Tampa offensive clinic as they've scored 8 goals against the third-ranked team in Florida Southern. Lauren McNeil on over. Kasubinski with it. Spartans in no rush as they have 30 seconds on the shot clock. And
save there.
Yeah, it bounces off, still loose, and finally rewarded to Florida Southern. Right now, if you're Florida Southern, Ian, what do you need to do over the next 7 minutes and 20 seconds to sort of get back in this game mentally right now, because they're trailing by 6?
Well, what I'd say is definitely one thing, try not to concede a goal and try to score at least one, bare minimum.
Well, this might help. They're going north to south in a skip shot, but the save by Sutter to ricochet out of bounds will stay with the Moccasins.
You're trying to get a goal for the Moccasins is key because...
And that will be a penalty. We see it. That was a big-time hit on Aubriana Benedetto. And she scored the first 2 goals for Florida Southern, so no surprise there. That's the goal catalyst. She gets the call. And right now she has an opportunity to get the hat trick.
And definitely try to get her team back into this game.
Let's see what Benedetto can do. Big time, one-on-one, her against Sutter. The shot off the post. And coming away with it nicely is Bridget Sutter in Tampa.
No, so that might have been the chance to get Florida Southern back into the game, but Bridget Sutter not letting it happen.
And if your coach, Kelly Gallagher, have to be impressed with how her defense came to play in the first half, hope to keep it up, limiting one of the best offenses in the country right now. On the move, and it's another goal for Tampa.
I think that's 5.
What a shot by Rachel Crawford. Pardon, that was Maggie Gladden gets credit with the goal. Crawford.
12.
And the assist goes to Claire Swanson.
Another one by Claire Swanson. She's really made her presence felt in this game.
Yeah, she came out of the gate scoring, but last several goals, she's been one of the assist makers right there. And the Spartans are sharing the ball, and right now, everything going the Spartans' way.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd say Florida Southern, they must really be ruining the first few chances that they missed when this game was 0-0. Remember, they were the better team when the scores were even. They had the first few shots. They didn't take advantage, and like I kept saying in soccer, like I kept saying in other sports, if you don't take advantage of your shots, you're bound to pay, and that's what Florida Southern have had coming their way.
All right, let's have you break down the team comparison for us statistically.
Well, for the Moccasins here, they have 11 shots, 7 on goal, and so far, their keeper has only made 1 save. Whereas for the Spartans here, they've had 15 shots, 10 of which they have on goal, 9 which they have scored, and their keeper has made 5 saves.
Yeah, Bridget Sutter.
Yeah, that's incredible. 5 saves, and that, I think that's what's really been keeping this game so one-sided. I think she hasn't had enough credit thrown her way. We've been giving a lot of credit to the offense, but let's not forget Bridget Sutter. She's made quite a few saves out there.
Yeah, it's been a collective effort by all of the Tampa Spartans. We see much of the bench getting involved too, giving good minutes in relief.
Yeah, and we've had 2 fouls by Florida Southern and 3 by the Spartans.
And how about both teams with 10 turnovers right now? So the defense has been there. Ground balls, 50-50 balls, hard to come by. And they're of the essence. Got to win that battle if you want to be victorious at this level with 2 teams that are not afraid to go on the big stage head to head. Let's see, coming down with it, trying to make something happen, Malia Benedetto.
Well, if anyone can make it happen in this game, it's probably her.
And here comes the flag. It comes at the 5:10 mark. And this will result in an opportunity now for Florida Southern to inch closer.
Another foul on Benedetto.
So let's see.
I think she's really been the target for the Spartans here.
Yeah, she's single-handedly trying to get it done, but Bridget Sutter, her 6th save.
Yeah, Bridget Sutter, she's been on fire today.
She's done a fabulous job in net for Tampa, slowing down this high-powered offense. And now with the ball, Riley Bannatyne, she's been quiet until now. And you see the emotion by Bannatyne. She knew that she needed to get that out of the way because it comes at the 4:45 mark. But for the first 25 minutes, she was not heavily involved.
Yeah.
But that play right there, impressive.
Yeah, that play was very impressive. She knew she had to get that goal. She knew for her team's sake, she needed to get that goal because now it's a difference of 6. And it's probably going to swing the momentum into the favor of Florida Southern because they're ranked number 3, so all they need is a slight switch of momentum, a slight good play, and then that will bring the confidence level of the other teammates.
And Iron, when you're a big scorer, if you will, with Bannatyne, and you've been quiet for most of the first half, when you get the ball, that was an unassisted goal. Do you get it and say, it's my time to shine right now, I got to get going, like Bannatyne did right there? Scorers are going to score, basically, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And once you get the ball in your stick, once you get in any sport, once you get the ball whichever sport you're playing, you want to try to make something happen with it.
And Claire Swanson with the ball now, she has been everything for Tampa. She's been a scorer, she's been a distributor, she's brought the intensity both on offense and defense, and that is a large part of why the Spartans are leading 9-3 with 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first half.
Great play there.
And that's a goal for the Spartans. How about that? The 10th of the day, Caroline Forster. Her 2nd of the day.
Caroline Forster. Impressive. Great pass there.
Yeah, Kristen Staley, how about that? She has been one of the primary facilitators for Tampa today.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Spartans have completely, once we thought the goal went in from Florida Southern, we thought momentum might just swing back in their favor, but the Spartans, they weren't going to let that happen.
Yeah, Nyan, talk to us about runs, particularly in lacrosse. You score a goal, you have to go back and get the face-off. Momentum can change in a heartbeat.
Yeah, absolutely. And we just saw that there. We thought maybe that one goal from Florida Southern, maybe they had a fighting chance again in this half. Maybe they could go on a run just like the Spartans did when this game was 2-2. They went on a 9 and suddenly made it 9-2 in quick succession. We thought maybe Florida Southern thought that maybe they could do something similar, try to get themselves back in the game, but the Spartans, they weren't having any of that.
And now we mentioned pregame that our men are playing Florida Tech right now at Pepin Stadium. They're at the half. They're leading 7-3 over the Panthers. We'll keep you informed when we get a final on that. But right now, 10-3. Tampa, the women's lacrosse team, looking for a mini upset here at home against the third-ranked Florida Moccasin. What do you think?
Yeah, well, they definitely want to make this their home ground a fortress, because that is crucial. You want to put that fear factor to the other teams. You always want them to be scared, like when they come to your ground.
But the one thing we know about Florida Southern, they do not go away. They play a full game, and we expect that to see 60 minutes. They have 34 minutes left, 7-point deficit. But that's not too tall of a task for this team. They're one of the top teams in the country for a reason. As they come away with the ball, look to get back on track before we go to intermission.
Yeah, well, we've seen a lot of great comebacks in various different sports. Obviously, if you watch soccer, you will not forget the Barcelona comeback on PSG.
And we see a push shot there that just sails right for Claudia Liner. She had an outstanding angle, but an unorthodox shot attempt. But keeping it right here are the Moccasins, and we see they will retain possession. With it will be Benedetto.
Is this another chance for Benedetto to get a hat trick? She's had several attempts now.
Yeah, let's see.
But to no avail. Maybe is it third time lucky?
It looks to be Bursinger with the ball. She will have the advantage right now. Looking for the fourth goal for Florida Southern. Bursinger passing. And with it, Bannatyne. Bannatyne going right down the middle and one. She scores. What a play. Riley Bannatyne, consecutive goals.
Yeah, well, that is key. Like, at least Benedetto, she needed help out there. And Valentine here, she's coming in to help. And just maybe, we might have a game on our hands again.
And that's goal number 18 for Riley Bannatyne, both of which have been unassisted. And you give credit when credit's due. That was just a remarkable one-on-one play right there. And if you're Tampa, might have to throw some double teams her way, because if you're going to get beat, you want to get beat by anyone other than her and Aubriana Benedetto, because those are the two players we've seen flashes of where they can create their own offense.
Yeah, absolutely. I think all the goals for Florida Southern, they've been unassisted, so they've just been through a moment of brilliance from their players. So the Spartans might really want to keep that shot, but all in all, they've been very good. I think the coach will be very proud of her players.
Yeah, head coach Kelly Gallagher will have time at the half. We're just 3:27, and as for Florida Southern and Cara Reber to adjust, it's an imperative face-off right now. Who can get the draw control as both teams try to regain momentum? We've seen a flurry of goals recently over the last few minutes. Coming away with it are the Spartans and Forrester. On the move, Swanson looking for someone to pass to. Finds Crawford. Staley with it. She has been a pass-first player, but has been right on the money, finding her offensive players, looking to create in her own right, as it is a nice stop that time by Zambetti in net. And the Moccasin come across midfield. Grady with it. Grady, another player, she has 16 goals coming into the game. She has not had too much to do offensively. We have a whistle.
Well, despite the ball being put in the net, looks like it'll be a penalty here.
So the Spartans catch a break there, because it would have been a goal for Florida Southern, but now an advantage.
The Spartans, they really must want to keep a tight defense here, because
off the pipe there was a good look for Sarah Grady, but a fortunate bounce for Tampa, and they come away with the ball.
I think that was another save there by Bridget Sutter.
2.5 minutes left in the first half of play. Spartans leading 10-6.
How crucial has she been this game, Bridget Sutter?
And now the Spartans moving it across midfield. Full head of steam, and no one there to slow down the Spartans, and we do have a whistle eventually, but for Kasubinski, she had an open lane and then gave it over to Rachel Crawford. And now for Claire Swanson, what do you expect to see here on?
Probably go for goal. Of course, it's been her game so far. I'd probably say, been the most valuable player on the pitch.
Yeah, she started out looking to score and then started making some passes. The shot there was deflected by Zambetti. Impressive save, but the Spartans get the miss, and they have a new shot clock now as we approach 2 minutes left in the first half. A turnover.
Another turnover. Turnover's been quite even in this game.
And when you're playing from behind, there's nothing better than to get an open look right there. You get a steal, and right now they can cut this lead to perhaps 5 before the half. Given where they were at just moments ago, that's an accomplishment in itself.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting two goals in your favor, that will definitely swing the momentum back in their favor. Then put Spartans on the back foot.
And it looks like we're going to have another call. Both teams doing a little bit too much with the press coverage. And it will be an advantage for the Moccasins looking to score as we have 85 seconds left before halftime. And the goal is good. So it was the delayed call there. I wasn't sure if Sutter made the stop, but it did cross the line. And all of a sudden, Florida Southern coming back.
12 unassisted.
Julia Couch, the junior from Roswell, Georgia, gets the goal line. So another player stepping up. I think if you're Coach Kara Reber, that's something that they needed. They could not just rely solely on Bannatyne and Benedetto. They needed someone else to step up.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's 2 consecutive goals that Florida Southern have scored. So that's definitely going to swing the momentum and balance of power in their favor. So we hope that the Spartans don't crash or whatever.
Yeah, we still have 30 minutes left to play, so this game is by no means over. A lot left to go as the draw control will be extremely important with 81 seconds left. And here we go. Loose ball. Coming away with it, Swanson. Picks it out of midair. On the push, here comes Tampa. It's a good look, but an even better save. That was deflected and goes off the crossbar. 1 minute left. Forrester to Swanson. And Ian, it's interesting. They could take the last shot if they want, but that's not the mentality I'm seeing right here. I think they want to score in a hurry. At home, it makes sense.
Yeah, especially against a top 3 side here. Like, you definitely want to go in with all the advantage you can get.
And how about that push-off that's called? As a result, Florida Southern gets the takeaway. So some turnovers over the last few minutes coming back to hurt the Spartans. It's a loose ball right now. Coming away with it, Benedetto. 20 seconds left in the first half, but how about the defense right there? Coming away with the steal, Claire Swanson, and the Spartans have one last gasp. Right here, we have 10 seconds left. Loose ball. And all of a sudden, the Moccasins now in Tampa territory with 3 seconds. This should do the first half. And it will. With the score 10-5, Spartans leading the Moccasins. Ian, talk to us about what you saw over the first 30 minutes, and from a statistical point of view, what you expect to see in the second half.
Well, so far, let's go with the main stats of this game. We have 17 shots by the Moccasins, 12 on goal, and we've had 7 saves by their goalkeeper. 4 saves by their goalkeeper. For the Spartans, they've had 19 shots, 14 on goal, scored 10 10 of them, and 7 saves by their keeper. So that shows that we have a quite even game, shown by the stats, but the scoreline doesn't suggest that. And remember, we had that spell from the Spartans where they went on a 7-goal hurry out of nowhere, and so far let's look at the main. Swanson probably been the most effective player on the pitch.
Yeah, 3 goals and 2 assists. How about that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Combining to score in half of the Spartans' 10 goals.
Yeah, absolutely, which means she's been the key player that the Moccasins should really focus on in the second half. Try to keep her quiet. Of course, Gladden scores 2 goals. Forster with 2 goals. Vaccaro with 1 goal. Crawford with 1 goal. Staley has 2 assists. Crawford 1 assist. And Swanson with 2 assists.
So yeah, what do you think right now? If you're coach Kara Reber, there was definitely some encouraging signs over the last few minutes for Florida Southern. They were down by 7. We remember they were down 9-2 at one point, so that was quite the deficit. But they did cut it to 10-5, and it starts on the defensive end. They got the Spartans to look a little bit wary offensively and out of their usual continuity offense, and they created some turnovers. So right now, what are you emphasizing if you're head coach Kara Reber to try to spark your team before this game is too late? We have 30 minutes left.
Well, I tell my team, just go out there and start the way you did in the first half, because let's remember, they were the better team, like at 0-0, like when this game had just started, and then that 1 goal for the Spartans when they scored first, that probably just shook some momentum off, but not all of them. Remember, they came back and equalized, and then they let the Spartans score again, and then they equalized again. But once they lost a player to a penalty, I think that's when it really started going downhill. That's when the Spartans really capitalized.
Yeah, and before we go to break, one last thing I want to touch on right now. Let's take a look. We got 2 of the backup goalkeepers staying on the field and taking shots from the staff of Florida Southern. So what do you think? They've surrendered 10 goals. What do you think this says about perhaps their ability to rotate keepers as we continue on in this game?
Well, I think that shows that they're not afraid to change players, like when it's not going their way. Remember, they are a top 3 side, so surely they must have as good of a depth as the Spartans do, and probably they're not afraid to use it. So the coach is probably sending a message to her players saying, look, if you're not on top of your game, like, I can sub you out. I'm not afraid to do that.
And on that note, we will go to a break. We will be back on air in about 6 minutes for the second half between Florida Southern and the Tampa Spartans. You're listening live on the Sunshine State Digital Network. Welcome back to Namoli Family Athletic and Intramural Complex here at the University of Tampa. Connor Moore joined by Ian Gamiri. Ian, 10-5 Tampa. It has been a series of runs that have dictated this game. In particular, Claire Swanson, Alexa Scadillo, Bridget Sutter, they've all brought their A game. And as a result, the 10th ranked Tampa Spartans have a 5-goal advantage over number 3 Florida Southern. However, over those last 5 minutes we talked about, Florida Southern looked like a different team than they did in the first 25 or so.
Yeah, 2 goals they scored in that spell, I think. And remember, this game was 10-3 before that, and then the last 5 minutes, 2 goals. So probably the momentum is probably swung back in their favor here. So are we going to see a different comeback? And their coach might be saying, well, if they can do that in one half, you're the number 3 ranked side and they're just number 10. So maybe you have a shot at this.
Yeah, and for Ian, this has been an alive crowd through the first half. Expect that in the second half. How much of an impact does that have, being the home team with a quality crowd behind you?
Yeah, absolutely. Always playing at home, it gives you advantage. Like, it gives you the sense of that the extra man's playing with you. Yeah, there you have an extra person playing with you, always encouraging you to go on and attack and score, you know? It's always there.
Without a doubt, without a doubt. And we are just moments away from the second half. Very excited to be the second period. We have 30 minutes left, and Ian, going off of what you were talking about, how crucial is it for the first few minutes for the Spartans to set the tone right now, to take over and get back to what was working for them in the beginning of this ball game?
Yeah, I think it's very crucial because they probably don't want to concede another goal, because remember, if they concede another one, it's only a 4-point game, and in lacrosse that's not a big lead, so
it can all change in a hurry.
Yeah, exactly, and it just takes is momentum, and we saw that with the Spartans. In 10 minutes they managed to score about 7 goals, so they probably don't want that to happen to them.
Well, it was a very exciting first half. 30 minutes in the books. We got 30 minutes left to play for y'all. Here we go. Ground ball possessed by Florida Southern. On the move right out of the gate. Coming away with it is Malia Benedetto. Spartans sitting back defensively, going to force Florida Southern to come to them. Sarah Grady with it. She was quiet in the first half. 60 on the shot clock for Benedetto. Bursinger now with it. And that was a terrific look by Aubriana Benedetto from the pass from Bursinger.
Yeah, absolutely. We have Florida Southern. They're starting off the stronger team. They're looking to get back into this game somehow.
But just as you say that, Ian, Bridget Sutter comes away with the loose ball, and now the Spartans will get their first possession of the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. They'll definitely be trying to take advantage of this, trying to get, because let's see, I'd say like the possession stats in the first half, I'd say it's favored Florida Southern more, but let's remember that the Spartans, it's not about the possession, it's about the goals you score.
Yeah, and Ian, how impactful is it to keep your foot on the gas pedal, even though you have the lead, cannot get comfortable and allow the Moccasins to get back in this game? You have to play until the finish and then celebrate, because a lot can change, as we talked about during the half, in this game of lacrosse.
Yeah, well, I don't think the Spartans will actually take their foot off the gas, because we all know that saying, it always looks impossible until it's done, and I think that's probably the message that the coach has, Kelly Gallagher, that's probably the message she's sending out there for our players. So we have another timeout.
And we will take this moment to get an official word from our sponsor, and we will be right back after this. 28:07 left in the second half.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
And we're back live. Spartans and Moccasins in a Sunshine State Conference class. Ian, these two teams are always exciting regardless of the sport. The rivalry is there. Whenever these teams see each other on the schedule, it's an exciting time of year. The atmosphere is great as always. What do you expect right now out of the huddle? The Spartans look to draw up for a quick hitter. Do you go to Vaccaro? She hasn't quite had the same impact she usually does, but that's because Claire Swanson has stepped up dramatically.
Well, I think she might be doing a lot off the ball here, because let's remember, like, what the coach of what Carla Reber might have said to her players, like, keep an eye on Vaccaro, because she's gonna be the key for these players here. She's probably the one that can make anything happen, and she might have created all that space for the other players, so we can say she's done quite a lot, even though she's not been as active.
Kristen Staley had the look. What about the save by Alana Zambetti? She has come in relief to play the keeper position and keep Florida Southern in. A behind the back shot there, Ian.
Yeah, if that had gone in, that could have really swung the momentum back in favor of Florida Southern here.
Heck of a shot there, and Florida Southern keeps the ball.
Like, they look like they're attacking more. They show that they're not going down without a fight.
Yeah, they have dictated the tempo here in the second half. And let's take a look. Moving it is Brenna Smith. Fumbles it for a second, but gathers, and now has an open lane. And the shot, what a play by Sutter to keep that one in front of her.
Yeah, and I think we have a foul called here, so this may be a chance for the Moccasins to get back into the game.
It will be Brenna Smith with the ball, the freshman from Columbus, Ohio. One-on-one, expect a shot against Sutter here, Ian.
Yeah. Will Sutter make another save like she's usually done?
Well, here we go. Smith against Sutter. Delivers. 10-6, and all of a sudden, the Florida Southern Moccasins back in this ball game.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a game. We could really be in for another derby here.
So the unassisted goal for Brenna Smith, that is her 16th of the year. And if you're the Spartans, 3 minutes into the second half, must get back on track. Get to what was working for you with Swanson with the ball. Scadillo, the primary on-ball defender, has had a marvelous game thus far. These draw controls are crucial right now as we see another one coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. It's important to have a strong foothold on the game, and it looks like Florida Southern have a stronger foothold on the game here. Spartans not been able to make much of a mark here in the second half, as we have the Florida Moccasins again with another draw control.
Benedetto with it, quickly ahead to Aubriana Benedetto. So Malia to Aubriana, and the shot sails high, and it stays with Florida Southern.
Florida Southern looking to score their 7th goal of the evening, trying to cut it down to a 3-point game.
Here comes Sarah Grady. The double team comes, and she passes on over to her teammate Lizzie Lynch. Lynch, the freshman from Boca Raton. Oh, what a save by Bridget Sutter. That was one of the best plays of the day, brought to you by Bridget Sutter. What a magician over there in the crease.
Yeah, well, we say it's not, you just don't see a magician on attack. You see it everywhere on the pitch, and you saw that from Bridget Sutter. What a save.
And let's see if that gets the Spartans going here, and we do have a whistle. We'll stay here. It was A nice effort by Forrester.
Well, are we going to expect another shot here from the Spartans?
So let's see what we got.
Hey, so do I. It's okay.
Spartans will work it side to side. 60 on the shot clock. Gladden on to McNeil. McNeil to Pierpont. Vaccaro. Working the X Crawford. Staley. On a given possession, there are at least 10 passes executed by Tampa, and that's something to look forward to as we have 30 seconds on the clock. Now going to get more aggressive.
You see, for Spartan's sake, we hope it's not a game of two halves.
McNeil with 20 on the shot clock. Lauren McNeil, ISO ball, misses the shot. Clock does not reset. We have now 11 seconds. Spartans got to move in a hurry. Looking up top, nothing doing, and the Moccasins prevail. But how about this turnover, Ryan? J.C. Sterrett comes away with it. And the Vaccaro.
Vaccaro, can she make something happen? Like, the Spartans might look to her now, especially since the game's starting to become more tighter.
Well, this is a pivotal sequence right now. Spartans looking to find some of the magic they had in the first half offensively, but Florida Southern's defense is tightened up dramatically. They're hovering all over Crawford. She tried to float a nice pass over the top, but the Moccasins will have none of that. And coming away with the loose ball, Alana Zambetti. Seesaw pass there. J.C. Sterrett coming in hot, cannot come away with it. And the Moccasins escape that play right there. Sarah Grady with the loose ball. I talked to us about these 50-50 balls. It seems like they're every 2 seconds appearing right now as turnover after turnover. What's going on right now?
Well, you can see both teams trying to get a strong foothold on this game. Both teams trying to get a win, like Florida Southern trying to fight back from that disaster of a show they showed up in the for part of the first half, where they were completely outdrawn by the Spartans, of course, going 7-0 during one spell straight up.
All right, so the ensuing possession with the ball for the Spartans, Danielle Waters. Looking to make a play.
Another turnover here. Can they capitalize on this?
And the shot is errant, but the possession stays with the Spartans. Danielle Waters, how about that setup right there? That was a thing of beauty. Maggie Gladden, Lauren McNeil. And here we go with J.C. Sterrett. 35 on the shot clock for Tampa. As we approach 22 minutes, 10-6 Spartans lead. Pick and pop, covered terrifically by Florida Southern, but scooped up with 16 on the clock now for Gladden. Needs to make a play out of nothing, see what they can do. And now with it, looking to score, a shot by Kosubinski. Kayla Kosubinski, a laser right there down the middle and through the heart of the Moccasin defense. That goal for the Spartans right there.
Yeah, well, what a play there. And the Spartans, they've definitely restored authority here in this game here. Obviously, it's going back to a 5-point game.
Yeah, that was from a distance on. It's from way downtown with the sniper. And that electrifies the faithful here at Namoli. walk us through that shot right there. She was from a distance, but the grip and rip it mentality and just delivering.
That was a rocket. Came out of nowhere, shocked everyone. And definitely we have the Spartans regaining control. Like, are we going to see another spree from them?
So 11-6, it came just south of 22 minutes left in the second half, and J.C. Sterrett pulls away the draw control for the Spartans on Alexa Scudillo. Danielle Waters with the ball to Abby Kakagna. It has been amazing, the fast break that the Spartans have had all game long. They move so fluidly, get down the field in a hurry, and puts pressure on the defense all game long.
Yeah, absolutely. The Spartans here, they're trying to go back to that spell they had in the first half where they went on a 7-0 spree in 10 minutes. So we're gonna to definitely try to put this game to bed, and
that's just bully ball right there. Going down the lane, Kristen Staley, the spin move, and the Spartans now with their 12th goal of the game.
Yeah, and a 6-goal lead. That's always great to have.
Pure bully ball right there. That's just physicality at a premium, and that was terrific right there. Kristen Staley, the sophomore from Middletown, Maryland.
Yeah,
and the Spartans 12-6.
Yeah, and the swivel we saw there, that was impressive.
So 21-16 left in regulation. A lot can happen. We've seen 18 goals been scored so far, Ian. But the defense has been something in itself, because the turnovers, my oh my, they have counted up for both sides.
Yeah, both sides, and turnovers are really key. It's trying to start the attack, trying to get yourself going, trying to get that momentum, trying to kill the other team's momentum. That's always important. The Moccasins here trying to make another comeback because they don't want to see the Spartans go on that spree that we saw in the first half.
Well, the Spartans have had their focal points on the lead catalysts of Florida Southern's attack, and they have been all over them, holding them. And listen to this, they have 24 shots, but they only have 6 goals to show for that. That is the ample pressure the Spartans have put on display tonight against a high-octane offense.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you don't take your chances, you're not, very rarely are you going to win. And I think that's what shows, that's what's happened to the Moccasins here. They've had 24 shots is quite a lot. And if you want to win, you got to convert more than half of them, even if they are half chances.
So here we go, 2020 on the clock.
But let's not forget that this Moccasin side, they do have quality. Probably it's just an off night for them.
Without a doubt, because this is one of the premier teams in the country, 3rd ranked in the country, and that is extremely impressive. But Bridget Sutter leading the way, 6 goals. She has 8 saves in about 40 minutes of work right now, and she has limited this offense. And in return, the Spartans have turned defense into offense. We've highlighted the turnovers that have been both sides with 15 turnovers now apiece. 30 turnovers have been committed in this game, and we still have 20 minutes to play. Lauren McNeil, and we have a whistle.
So are we going to see another shot here from Lauren McNeil?
And for Lauren, she's had a good game. 1 goal on 2 shots. The sophomore from Sayville.
A wayward shot there.
Vaccaro trying to fight for it. She does, and that's a fresh shot clock. So the hustle that time by Carly Vaccaro, earning the Spartans yet another possession.
So we have mentioned Carly Vicara quite a few times. Obviously, for her standards, she's probably had a quiet game, but I think what she's done off the ball is she's been quite impressive for me.
Without a doubt, she has a goal, and the Moccasins have been focusing their attention on her, so she definitely understands that she can help this team playing a secondary role tonight. She's drawing the lead defenders as she has the ball right now. Coming down the lane, quality look that time, Kostyubinski, as it's still loose, giving it a fight, and finally coming up with it is Zambetti. But to finish that point, she is helping the team by allowing her teammates to get the free looks that they wouldn't normally get if she were not to be playing.
Yeah, absolutely. Zambetti, despite the moment of madness there.
And another save for Sutter. She has been remarkable.
How important has she been tonight? We can talk about the offense all we want. We've seen they've put on a great show, but I think Sutter has been vital, because let's not forget the saves she made in that first half.
Yeah, save number 9 right there. But another turnover will allow Florida Southern to move it down the field. Working in the left corner with the ball is Grady. Grady to Couch. Allie Loudon with it from Valerico, Florida. Catherine DeCourt, pressed up by J.C. Sterrett. Show and go by Malia Benedetto. Head on a swivel defense right now by Allie Poplar. 13-4. And now Bannatyne against Waters. And we have a call. We do have a call. Gracie Magancini, the senior from Wolfboro, New Hampshire. The senior looking to capitalize. Gracie Magancini, New Hampshire native, floats it on over. Spartans defense is there. And that's terrific transition defense by the Spartans. But a series of picks allows an open shot. Riley Bannatyne, but Brooke Sutter with her 10th save.
Yeah, Brooke Sutter. That's 10th save of the game. That's quite impressive. Very rarely do we see that many saves in lacrosse, let alone any other sport.
And here come the Spartans moving it down the field. Danielle Waters with the ball. Kristen Staley to Rachel Crawford. 16 minutes left on. What do the Spartans need to do to protect the 6-goal lead?
I'd say there's no way of protecting it. I'd say probably just play the same way. Just keep going all out, because once you start getting defensive, it shows you're starting to get afraid. So you still want to just keep making your mark on this game.
And being the sports enthusiast you are, playing quality ball is what you want to do. The turnovers, I think, are one key element to highlight in terms of what the Spartans can do to ensure they're okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Because the clock is their friend right now. They want to simplify this game and pull off the mini upset in conference here at Namoli.
Yeah, obviously a good start at home is always key. Let's not forget that.
Oh, what a play.
And what a goal.
That was terrific. That was outstanding by the Spartans. I don't know how the vision on display.
Caroline Forster there.
Yeah, she went up and got that one. That was a slam dunk right there. And nothing you could do about that if you are the goalkeeper, Zambetti. and that has been just a highlight of how the Spartans have played all game long.
Yeah, absolutely. A 7-goal difference, 13-6.
Forward by number 6, Caroline Forrester.
And Caroline Forrester, 5'6". That pass from Rachel Crawford, also 5'6". She had to elevate with the stick right there, went up and got it. That was about 10 feet in the air, but she went up and got it, came down with it, and by that point, wide open net. And the 13th goal of the game delivered by Caroline Forrester.
Yeah, what a play. What a play the Spartans, like they probably knew going in tonight that they were probably the underdogs going into this game, but they haven't shown that status. And
well, we talk metrics, we talk numbers, and the main thing we emphasize is having that home advantage. If this game were being played in Lakeland, I'm sure it'd be a different game, but the Spartans being able to play on their home field, I talk about how phenomenal this crowd has been. They've been involved since the opening play. Here we go, Spartans knocking on the door again. But talk about this crowd out.
Well, this crowd has always been something for the Spartans. I mean, they've always had a good support, and the crowd's been their extra 12th man here, I'd say, on the pitch, because they're always going to drive them forward. And we have another goal here for Florida Southern, showing that they won't back down here without a fight. With just under 15 minutes to go, we have a 6-point game.
Yeah, and for Florida Southern, that was much needed. They needed that goal.
Much needed, because you want to get back into this game.
Grace Gilinecki, the junior from Baltimore, with the goal. And talking about in the half on in particular, with head coach Kara Reber, getting other players to step up and bring the same intensity and prowess that the studs have brought up. That is one player, Gilinecki. If you get goals from her, Grace Gilinecki, team leads 16 goals. Just getting her way involved now, but what a time. And if you're a Florida Southern fan, down 13-7, a lot of game left. Got to be confident where they're standing.
Yeah, absolutely. That's when you probably want your goal scorers to absolutely fire in, because before the start of this game, they had 4 players tied on 16 goals, which is their highest. So that shows that they have a lot of goals coming all over the pitch.
Exactly, and both coaches will admit it's near impossible to expect these powerful goal scorers to stay off the board the whole game. Mm-hmm. But the one thing you can do is make their looks difficult and make them earn it. That time, Gilinecki did earn it. And this is a battle of 2 top dogs right now, 2 of the best in the country. This is a joy to be a part of. Ian Gamiri, I'm Connor Moore, live on the Sunshine State Digital Network. It's a battle between 2 fierce rivals. Florida Southern with the ball, and how about another goal? So the Moccasin making some noise right now, Ian.
Yeah, that's 2 goals in quick in succession, and scores now 13-8, which is only a 5-point game. So are we gonna be in for a feisty end to the game? 14 minutes and 10 seconds left.
So Grace Gilinecki, she had the assist last goal, but this time Marina Josokos, the junior from New Hampshire, with the goal. So going off that, it is evident right now that Florida Southern, they're in a groove, and the Spartans are going to have to do something. Someone's got to make a play to slow this offense down, because at this stage, you have 14 minutes and 10 seconds, only a 5-point ball game.
Yeah, and 5 points is not that much, and we have another timeout.
Yeah, it's a good timeout by head coach Kelly Gallagher. Need to settle the troops right now, and we will go to a quick break from our sponsors.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
The sum above difference is giant. Giant hearts, giant differences, and giant wins. On Jersey Mike's annual day of giving, 100% of sales go to a great cause in your community. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub.
Made hot or cold subs, visit Firehouse Subs.
Premier Sunshine State Conference lacrosse being played by the Florida Southern Moccasins and the Tampa Spartans. Two top 10 teams here. Women's lacrosse. Connor Moore joined by Ian Gamiri. 14 minutes, 10 seconds left in this game. Now, Ian, Tampa has a 5-point advantage, but based on those last two goals by Florida Southern, what have you seen in terms of the change of energy for Florida Southern?
Like, I think they're really motivated now too, because like they feel like if there's a time to step it up, like now, it's now.
Without a doubt, this is what they call crunch time. Here it is now 9:10, but this is Premier Showcase Lacrosse, and the Spartans get the draw control, and they're wasting no time out of the timeout. But the turnover, that has been one of the things that has limited the Spartans here in the second half. And coming away with the steal on defense, Lizzie Lynch.
Well, let's see what the Moccasins can do from this. The number 3 ranked side.
Both teams making substitutions. We have 13.5 left in regulation. Danny Bursinger with it, confronted by JC Sterrett. Danielle Waters now defending on ball. Pick and roll for the Moccasins. Coming down the lane. Errant pass, but controllable with 45 on the clock for Florida Southern. And we have a whistle.
I was going to put it all the way on, but I figured I'd break it. So.
As we near 13 minutes, yet another opportunity for Florida Southern to cash in.
Are we going to expect a shot here?
Riley Bannatyne has 18 goals on the year, looking for 19, knocking on the door for Florida Southern. Bannatyne, that's a hat trick, and she is going off right now with the celebration. Rightfully so, because that was a heck of a goal.
Yeah, a heck of a goal. 13 minutes and 4 seconds left to play. 13-9. 4-point game. Are we in for the greatest upset?
Ian, how great is Sunshine State Conference Lacrosse? We take a look. The St. Leo Lions are 11-0 on the year. Rollins 9-0. Florida Southern 8-1. Tampa 6-2. Embry-Riddle 7-3. Florida Tech 5-5. Palm Beach Atlantic 5-5. This is wide open. This conference is wide open in terms of talent. And as we get into these conference games, this should be a real pleasure to watch as these teams go head to head.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're in for some upsets this conference. And tonight has been, and if the Spartans can hold out a win here, it'll be quite an upset, I'd say.
And here we go, knocking on the door yet again. For Florida Southern, we have 12 minutes, 45 seconds left, 13-9. Tampa holds on, and coming away with the loose ball, Danielle Waters.
And here come the Spartans again. Can they regain control?
Well, you go to Vaccaro and Swanson, and that's been the 1-2 punch today.
Yeah, absolutely. Swanson, in particular, in the first half. I think she's kind of quieting down in the second half a little bit.
Well, here we go. 60 on the clock. 12 minutes, 10 seconds left.
A loss in possession here
and
by
it's
the
a
Spartans.
takeaway. And moving quick is Florida Southern. They have numbers. Here they come. And that is a goal. And the emphatic play and getting loose all of a sudden, Riley Bannatyne. That is her 20th goal of the season. She's a game changer, and now they're in double digits.
Yeah, 13-10 this game. Quite a game it has been.
It's been back and forth.
Back and forth, I'd say, but this is a spell that I was talking about. We saw the Spartans have this in the first half when they went 7-0. I think Florida Southern have gone 5-0, I believe, or 5-1.
Marina Josokos gets the assist. And we are at a 3-point ball game, and we are just south of 12 minutes left. Do not go anywhere. Stay tuned. This has been just what it was drawn up to be, a clash between two elite programs here in Namole.
Yeah, and the Spartans, they definitely need a goal right now. I think the next goal is key in this game. Because once it's a 2-point game, like that's when fear begins to creep in.
It all starts with winning the draw control. Let's see if they can do so here. And the Spartans do get it. Swanson floats it on over.
Spartans need a goal to regain some momentum.
Pierre Ponce with it. They swarm Forrester. And here we go. It's Vaccaro. 11 minutes, 30 seconds left in the ball game. Conservative zone defense right now by Florida Southern, staying in their lane. Spartans happily working it around the exterior of the defense as they have 50 on the clock.
Yeah, it's vital here for the Spartans that they get the next goal, because if they were to concede, like we could be in for the biggest comeback in Sunshine State history.
And that's not going to help, as that is an airmail pass. And the Moccasins get possession on with less than 11 minutes to go, down by 3.
Yeah, absolutely. This could be one of, as I mentioned, the greatest comeback in history in Sunshine State Conference. Like, I don't remember seeing a team blow such a lead. But let's hope for the Spartans' sake that the Moccasins don't score 3 more goals. Let's hope that the Spartans do get something on the board here sometime soon, because I, for a fact, have a feeling that this game will not end 13-10.
I would agree with that. I think we can expect several more goals. Paige Johnson out there. She is all but 5 foot for Tampa. The senior, however, from Ithaca, New York. Ian, what does she do at the midfield position that gives the Spartans life?
Well, she'll definitely bring some experience. Of course, she's a senior and probably played college lacrosse for quite some time, probably at the start of her freshman year too. But let's hope her experience can help in this situation for the Spartans.
And the Spartans get the turnover. It's Danielle Waters with the ball.
And she's
look at it go coast to coast. But it's turned over.
It's another turnover here by the Moccasins.
And now for Florida Southern, Sarah Tomasello.
Are we going to see another goal from a turnover?
And we are south of 10 minutes to play, and we have a timeout by Kara Reber. And we will go to our official sponsor with a quick message. We'll be back right after this.
Sub above difference is giant. Giant hearts, giant differences, and giant wins. On Jersey Mike's annual day of giving, 100% of sales go to a great cause in your community. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub. The sub above difference is giant. Giant hearts, giant differences, and giant wins. On Jersey Mike's annual day of giving, 100% of sales go to a great cause in your community. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub.
Welcome back. Spartans and Moccasins, 13-10 the action, 9:58 to go here on the Sunshine State Digital Network. We'd like to congratulate our men's lacrosse team. They defeated Florida Institute of Technology 14-9 over at Pepin Stadium, where our men and women's soccer team usually play. So we had double action here for lacrosse and the primetime slot of 7:30. But Ian, right here, we got a ball game, man. What are you seeing on both sides? Let's first start with Florida Southern. What have they done to get themselves back in this game?
Well, I think they've really put a strong foothold on this game. They started attacking with a lot more urgency than we saw in the first half. Let's remember, at halftime this game was 10-5. So in the second half it's been 5-3 in favor of the Moccasins. So, which leads us to the score right now at 13-5.
And Ian, talk to us about the statistical comparison for both teams. Let's start with Tampa.
Well, Tampa, 29 shots, 21 on goal, 10 saves by the keeper, and then the draws have been 10. Draw controls have been 10 for the Spartans, and 12 fouls. For the Moccasins, they've had 29 shots, 20 on goal, and their keepers made 8 saves.
Yeah, and it's been a combination. Starting in goal, of course, was Patricia Worker, but Alana Zambetti has been out there since the first few minutes, and as Ian said, the 8 saves were by Zambetti.
We have another foul here, but Moccasins not able to make something of it just yet.
And Ian, how about this? Brittany Iamelli, the sophomore from Sound Beach, New York, now in goal for
and
Florida
it's another
Southern.
Goal for Florida Southern, and we have a 2-point game.
So do you think this keeper change, bringing in Brittany Iamelli, has sparked some life? This is the third keeper, Ian, that we've seen for Florida Southern, so head coach Cara Reber not afraid to mix it up.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's not forget they are the third-ranked side, so their choices of keepers must be really good, and there must not be a big difference between the keepers they have in terms of ability.
Grace Gilanecki gets the goal. Danny Bursinger with the 11th goal, with the assist rather, for Florida Southern, and it's a 2-point ball game. 9:25 left in action.
Well, it's a 2-point game. The Spartans haven't scored for quite a while now.
So how important is this draw control right now for Tampa to gain the possession?
It's absolutely vital. You have 9 minutes and 25 seconds. So, like, Spartans, they need a goal somehow and fast, because now fear has started to creep in. After what looked like to be an easy victory. Ooh, and big foul there by number 21, Alexa Scadello.
Well, she brings the heat on. We know that. The physicality, we talk about it so much. Delivering the punch.
I think we have a penalty here.
Yes, we do. But she got her money's worth.
So is this going to prove critical?
Well, we had talked about it. The turnovers, the penalties, the 50-50 balls, all of the little things that come back to determine the ball game. And when both sides look at the stat sheet after the game, that's where the game is going to be decided. Here we go. The Moccasins with the ball as we approach 9 minutes left. With it, Danny Bursinger draws the double.
They're trying to make this a 1-point game now, and every time the Moccasins get the ball, I think there's that element of fear in the Spartan fans and the Spartan players now.
Sarah Grady gets the pass from Bursinger. Wide open, cutting and scoring. Danny Bursinger, the senior from Powell, Ohio, has made this a 1-point ball game.
Wow.
How about this, the fireworks sign?
Well, Florida Southern, they're showing why they are the third-ranked team. And we're only 1 goal away from a tie. And I think the whole crowd is in shock.
Yeah, so right now this is an imperative draw control at the 8:40 mark. The assist to Marina Josokos. And holy cow, we got ourselves a ball game here. The Spartans were up 10-5 at the half, but as I mentioned, it has been a 7-3 burst over the first 21.5 minutes here in the second half for the third-ranked Moccasins against the 10th-ranked home team, Tampa Spartans. And what a finish it's going to be.
What a finish. As I mentioned, it's been a game of 2 halves. The Moccasins regained possession. And a little bit of a hockey movement there by number 23, Sam Keesley.
And we have yet another whistle.
I think the Spartans have gone into defensive mode because all their players are in their half.
And the clock will be a factor as we have 8 minutes left. Spartans cling to a 1-goal lead. 8 minutes left, 13-12, Tampa over Florida Southern. 60 on the shot clock. And the Moccasins score again.
And we have a tied game.
Wow, what a change of events here at Namole. It has been an 8-3 outburst for the Moccasins here in the second half.
Wow. Well, who would have thought this was happening? I don't think there's anybody in the crowd that thought we'd see a Moccasins comeback. But we have. And they have all the momentum now, and I think this game was around 13-6, like when the Spartans scored last. So they've been on a roll here, the Moccasins.
And the crowd on the edge of their seats.
For a neutral's point of view, this game is something that you'd want to see, but if you're a Spartans...
And the beauty of sports right here, Ian, because both sides just wanted to see a good game. That's what we got today, and it has been a joy to watch. We have 7 minutes, 45 seconds, 13-13, 2 top 10 teams, 2 of the best in the Sunshine State Conference. In the first conference game for the Spartans, it's the second for the Moccasins. But I think the question is who will step up. We have not heard a lot of Claire Swanson nor Vaccaro. So let's see if they call upon them with this ensuing possession. Spartans in Moccasin territory looking to get back on top.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's not forget the Moccasins have never been in the lead in this game, so the Spartans will hope that is the case throughout.
Maggie Gladden, Vaccaro, gives way, Allie Poplar.
I think we're definitely going to see more attack-minded plays here from the Spartans.
Swanson to Gladden, Vaccaro, Poplar. Spartans with 40 on the clock. So they're trying to slow down the pace. One-on-one battle. We get a spin move. And we get a goal! What a play! Rachel Crawford, the answer, and the Spartans retake the lead.
We take the lead, and for Moccasins, they're still not. They still haven't led this game, so we've got like quite a game, and I think that's probably gonna swing the momentum slightly back in favor of the Spartans here. So
well, we just said it. Who is going to step up for the Spartans? It's Rachel Crawford stepping up in a monumental fashion. The senior from Arnold, Maryland, the Severn School graduate. What a play by Rachel Crawford, drawing the double team and the exclamation points.
What a play, and how badly did the Spartans need that? How bad did they need that? 14-13, so what are we gonna see more? 6 minutes 32 seconds left. Will this game end 14-13? I don't think so. We're probably gonna get some more goals here, fans.
We have drama at Namoli. And the draw control possessed by the Spartans, going up to get it. Forrester, here we go. And now the Spartans, Carly Vaccaro, gives to Maddie Gladden. Maggie Gladden with the ball. On over to Claire Swanson. And the Spartans have the lead as we have 6 minutes to go. The clock becoming a factor.
Yeah, just one goal in this game. Let's not forget, at one point there was a 7-goal difference between these two teams. Now it's just one. That's the beauty of lacrosse. It's never over until it is.
It's a brand new game. Caroline Forrester, 35 on the shot clock. Little shovel pass to Vaccaro from Swanson. The spin move by Vaccaro! Carly Vaccaro with the flex.
Well, that's what she needs. Just a moment. Just a split second.
And the Spartans, the resurgence after the Moccasins tie it. Back-to-back goals, Crawford, Vaccaro, and now a 2-goal lead.
Wow, and that has surely eased some pressure into the Spartan fans.
But you know the Moccasins aren't going away. They have 5:24 and change left, down by 2. Spartans defense needs to tighten up and keep a head on a swivel and get a stop here.
Yeah, and we see the men's lacrosse team have come here to cheer on their female counterparts.
Yeah, it's always a good day when you have both playing, and both playing at home. It's a rarity, not usual, but...
And both winning.
Yes.
That would be a huge boost for Spartans.
The men defeated Florida Tech 14-9. Spartans, if the score holds here, in a 3-10 matchup between Florida Southern and Tampa, but we still have 5:15 left. This one far from over. Vaccaro to Swanson. And with 80 on the shot clock right now, there is not a lot of pressure from the Moccasin defense. The Spartans can slow it down. The clock is their friend.
Yeah, absolutely. Just 5 minutes left to play. Are we going to see more goals? I think so. And like Spartans going 2 goals unanswered after the game was tied, so that's probably really helps them a lot.
So 50 on the clock, 4:40 left in the ball game. At what point in the clock do you make your move here, Ian? Maybe the 20-second mark, 15-second mark? What do you do?
Well, I'll just keep playing it down and like try to create an opening as quickly as possible. Try to get a goal in there somehow.
Well, now under 30 on the clock. Swanson down the middle.
Another goal for the Spartans, and we have 16-13, I beg your pardon.
That was outstanding. And the Spartans, the second life, now up by 3.
Yeah, absolutely. Where were they hiding all this time after it was 13? During the time they scored 13, because that is 3 goals in quick succession.
Claire Swanson with the bounce shot. That was spectacular.
Just when we said we haven't heard her name as much in the second half as we did in the first, she just steps up out of nowhere.
And while we have a quick second, Ian, break down our team leaders. First, let's start with the Spartans on offense. Let's take a look at our statistical breakdown as we have our next draw control coming up. And the Spartans have possession.
Well, let's go into some player stats here. Swanson, she's been fairly quiet this second half, but she scored 4 goals and 2 assists.
Just had that one right there to get back on track.
Yeah, Forster, 3 goals, 0 assists. Vaccaro, 2 goals. Gladden, 2 goals. Crawford, 2 goals and 2 assists. Staley, 1 goal and 2 assists. So around 5 goal scorers here for the Spartans. Swanson with 4 of them.
Everyone getting involved for Tampa as well. It's nice to see. But what a play there. Just cannot finish. There's a great look, however, for one of the Florida Southern attackers, Couch.
How much would a Florida Southern goal change this whole game? With just over 3 minutes left of gameplay.
So under 3 minutes, 3-goal lead for Tampa. And the answer, and who other, Ian, than Bannatyne.
Bannatyne, she's definitely has made her mark in this game, and she's been quite impressive for me. I think she's been one of the better Florida Southern players out there tonight. And we have a 2-point game with 2 minutes and 53 seconds left on the clock, and boy, I can't even catch a breath at this moment in this game. It's been end to end.
And that is goal number 5 for Riley. She has 21 on the season. So for Riley Bannatyne, the junior from Maitland, Florida, from Winter Park, she has come to play here in the second half particularly to orchestrate her offense. And right now it's a 2-point game, Ian, with 2:53.
We're in for quite a spectacle in this crunch time, injury time, last few minutes.
Who wants it more? Let's take a look. The draw control coming up.
Right here, right now.
Ball in the air, and the Spartans come away with it. Claire Swanson. So now the Spartans can milk some clock right now. You have 80 on the shot clock, play some keep away, but you know Florida Southern's not going to make that easy. And it's not. It's a turnover, in fact. So Florida Southern gets the steal as we are south of 2:30 left. 16-14 Tampa.
Wow, what a game between two top 10 ranked sides.
Oh, it's a ground ball. It's loose. Who will come away with it? Swanson giving it a fight. Still in play. And the Spartans come away with it. The ball went over the line out of bounds. It's a matter of inches, Ian. How about that?
Yeah. The Spartans will definitely look to take their time here.
It'll be Swanson with the ball. Giving up. With it now, Sterrett. Danielle Waters. On over Maggie Gladden. And we have 1 minute 40 seconds left. This game trickling down to the wire, Ian.
Yeah, absolutely. Connor, how important will the next goal be?
And where's the anxiousness and the eager defense? Now it's starting to play into factor. I think head coach Cara Reber telling the team to press up right now as we only have 80 seconds left and a 2-goal lead for Tampa. They have the ball in Moccasin territory. Do not want to call anything yet, but right now Tampa is in the driver's seat.
Yeah, absolutely. They're probably right now is like when they'll just be looking to waste some time.
We are nearing 1 minute left in action.
With a 2-point game, I think the Spartans will definitely try to just keep hold of the ball right now. And with just less than a minute to go of this game and just under 30 seconds left.
Florida Southern running out of time.
Yeah, it definitely looks like the Spartans are definitely trying to keep the ball.
Swanson, the shot saved by Zambetti.
Well, Zambetti there, almost costing her team a goal.
The third string keeper in there for the Moccasins, and Spartans get possession and they can run the clock out at this stage. but they turn it over. Oh my, here we go. 25 seconds left on the clock, and the Spartans get the ground ball, and the Spartans look like they will survive the second half comeback by Florida Southern. It was by no means easy, but we have 10 seconds left, and the crowd on their feet. The Tampa Spartans.
What a play there.
Tampa Spartans will have the mini interconference upset of the number 3 ranked Florida Southern Moccasins. Ian, what a ball game.
Wow, what a game. We all had our hearts in our mouths there, I feel. Especially if you're a Spartan fan. Like, how scary would that have been had the Moccasins won that game?
So let's take a look. Claire Swanson was amazing. 4 goals on 5 shots, 2 assists. She was joined by a hat trick. Caroline Forrester, 3 goals. Carly Vaccaro, Maggie Gladden, Rachel Crawford, 2 goals. Crawford also had 2 assists. Kristen Staley, 2 assists and a goal. Kayla Kalsubisky, Lauren McNeil also chip in a goal, and that is 16 goals on the 3rd-ranked team. It was a terrific effort by Riley Bannatyne. She had 5 goals, but at the end of the day, it was not enough to defeat the Spartans, who largely in part to that 5-goal lead they developed in the first half, were leading 10-5, end up scoring 6 goals in the second period, but 9 for Florida Southern, the Moccasins. They played an outstanding second half.
Yeah, they played an outstanding second half. I mean, the determination, that effort to get back into this game, like, they showed it, and they almost pulled it off. I think they just had, I think when they tied it, I think that just made the Spartans realize, okay, we gotta somehow get back into this game. We can't screw up this lead, and I think that they did, and I think they just did just enough.
So the Spartans go on the road. They go Saturday to play Young Harris in Marietta, Georgia. Then they travel a week from today to Melbourne, Florida. Will play Florida Institute of Technology, and then 2 weeks from today go to Rollins in Winter Park. So the Moccasins dropped to 8-2, 1-1 in conference play. Spartans improved 7-2 and 1-0 in conference play. For Ian Gamiri, I am Connor Moore. Thanks so much for tuning in. It was a pleasure. Have a great night, everybody. Signing off.